Laura, Owen and Korky, Paul, Giddy-up Winnie. Winnie's wheels. Yawn. Went Winnie, standing in her sloth slippers, watching raindrops slide down the window like baby snails. It's raining, it's pouring, my cat is snoring. This is so blooming boring, boring, boring. Winnie put fingers on 2 different raindrops on the other side of the window. She followed the drops downwards to see which drop would win. Drip-a-drop won, she said. Wilbur opened one eye, then closed it again, and yawned widely, showing his fangs. Winnie took a pongberry from the fruit bowl and she threw it at Wilbur. "Row. Let's do something," said Winnie. "I know. I'll ring Jerry next door and see if he'd like to come and play crocodile snap or crabbage." "But I'm just packing to go on holiday, missus," said Jerry down the telling moan. "Toodle pip." "Holiday?" said Winnie. "A holiday, Wilbur. That's exactly what we need. We'll get away for a nice holiday." Suddenly Winnie had energy again. Abracadabra! A pile of holiday brochures landed on the table. Winnie pounced on them. "Come on, Wilbur. Help me choose." Winnie found Holidays by the Sea. "Lovely," said Winnie. "Row," said Wilbur. "You've had enough of wetness from all this rain, have you?" said Winnie. "This one looks dry," she said, waving a picture of an African plain with lions prowling. "Meow," squeaked Wilbur. "Don't you like cats that big?" said Winnie. "Where do you want to go, then?" Wilbur pointed at a holiday for old people which showed a fat cat lying snoozing in front of a fire. "That'd be about as exciting as watching the Snail Olympics," said Winnie. "Oh, dear. Perhaps I should just leave you with my sister Wanda and her cat Wayne while I go on holiday on my own?" "Marrow," said Wilbur, his eyes opening wide and his claws clinging tightly to the tatty rat leather chair he was sitting on. "Oh, all right. Don't get your whiskers in a whiz," said Winnie. "I'd rather have a holiday with you. But where can we go where we'll both be happy?" "Then zing, I've got it," she said. "Let's go on a mystery tour." "Meow," said Wilbur. "You know," said Winnie. "A journey where we just set off and keep going until we find somewhere we like. Then we stop and enjoy it." Wilbur did a claws up sign, so that was decided. Winnie got packing. Elephant snorkel and seal flippers in case we go in the sea. A bunny bonnet hat and skunk boots in case we find snow. Squashed fly biscuits and best moldy oldie cheese and radish reptile relish in case we don't like the food when we get there. Midget traction cream, crocodile bite lotion, a waiter charming potion, pig crackling ointment for sunburn. A tent and pegs and matches and pans and, "Oh," said Winnie. "This bag isn't going to be anywhere near big enough." Winnie filled a suitcase too, and a trunk. Then Wilbur came staggering along with his backpack full of fish fin bits and his comfy-wumpy blanket and his sunglasses and his goggles and his maps and his tin opener and his whisker cream. "Pile it all in, Wilbur," said Winnie. "We'll manage somehow." They staggered outside with their luggage and were instantly soaked. "Tut! That's another thing," said Winnie, running back inside. "I forgot my umbrella and my smelly wellies." They climbed onto Winnie's broomstick. "Off we go, Broom," shouted Winnie. "Take us wherever you like." "Oh, this is exciting. I wonder where we'll end up." "Heave," went Broom. Strain, tug, heave. Nothing moved. The poor broomstick just couldn't lift such a weight of luggage. "Well, we can't leave our luggage behind," said Winnie. "There's only one thing for it." Winnie waved her wand, swish swish. Abracadabra! And suddenly there was a car parked in front of her house. "Oh!" Isn't it shiny? Isn't it handsome? And big! With a boot for the luggage. And a roof to keep the rain out. Why didn't I think of getting a car before? Meow, agreed Wilbur. Winnie began to throw luggage into the boot and tie it onto the roof and hang it from the door handles. Hecking hippopotamus! We still need more room. I know what. Swish! Went Winnie's wand again. Abracadabra! And instantly there was a fine witch caravan behind the car. Perfect, said Winnie, throwing her broomstick into the caravan. Now, we're ready for anything. Get into the car, Wilbur. I'll get the heating going and the windscreen wipers, then off we brawly-well go. But Winnie didn't know her windscreen wiper knob from her headlight dipper. She didn't know her gear stick from her brake pedal from her toad horn. Suddenly there were lights flashing and horns honking and engines revving. Wilbur's fur was standing on end. Driving a car really can't be that difficult, said Winnie, prodding a big button on the dashboard. Lots of idiots manage it. Lurch. Leap. STSTST stagger stop. It's like a blasted kangaroo, said Winnie. Stupid thing. Mew, whimpered Wilbur. What? Said Winnie. You want me to give up? Just one more try, eh? Prod, kick, turn, yank. Vroom. The car lurched backwards this time, bumping the caravan thump bump lump lump lump. Oh, said Winnie. We're going backwards and the road only goes forwards. Air. Hold tight, Wilbur. We're going down the aisle. Crump. Oh, said Winnie. The car and caravan had come to a halt beside the duck pond at the bottom of Winnie's garden. Their wheels were sinking into the mud, completely stuck. Oh, said Winnie again. Wilbur stepped out of the car. He was trembling. His eyes were huge. Winnie took one look at him. Air. Wilbur, shall we just stay and have our holiday here? Meow, said Wilbur, nodding fiercely. The rain had stopped and the sun was just coming out. Winnie and Wilbur set up their tent and sorted their belongings. We can snorkel in the pond, said Winnie. We can climb that tree. We can do anything we blooming well want to do. They toasted marshmallows over the stove. We've got all our favorite things, said Winnie. And when it's time to go home, we don't even have to drive there. Meow, said Wilbur, wiping a paw across his forehead. It's almost perfect, said Winnie. All that's missing is a bit of company. Then suddenly there was a thud-thud-thudding sound and, hello, missus, said a voice. Jerry, said Winnie. I thought you were going on holiday. I've gone, said Jerry. I is on holiday. Look at what I'm wearin'. Then come and join us for a drinky goo, Jerry, said Winnie. And then we'll have a mud castle making competition, you and Scruff against me and Wilbur. So they did.